She didn't look older than 25, sitting alone on a cold sidewalk with nothing but a torn blanket and a cardboard sign that read, "Anything helps." Most people walked past her as if she were invisible, just another face lost in the noise of a busy American city. But everything changed the moment a tiny voice whispered the words that would stop time itself. "I think you need a hug. Can I hug you?" Those words came from a little girl, no older than 5, holding a melting ice cream cone, staring up at the young homeless woman like she had just found someone who needed saving. And what happened after that? Well, that's what this story is about. Before we begin this emotional journey, make sure you subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring you more real, touching, and inspiring stories. This is your channel name, and we welcome you to a place where kindness still matters. It was late afternoon in downtown Denver. The sun was low, the air had a slight chill, and the streets were busy with people heading home from work. No one really noticed the young homeless woman sitting near the corner of 17th and Larimer except for little Emma. Emma was with her mom, Sarah, walking back to their car after buying ice cream from a nearby shop. Sarah was multitasking, keys in one hand, phone in the other, checking work emails while trying to keep up with her energetic daughter. Emma, however, wasn't paying attention to the ice cream or the busy sidewalk. Her eyes were fixed on the woman sitting alone. She had long brown hair tied back with what looked like a shoelace. Her clothes were layered but mismatched, and even though she tried to smile at people passing by, her eyes carried the kind of sadness that even a child could understand. Emma tugged her mom's hand. "Mommy, why does that girl look so sad?" Sarah looked over quickly. She saw the woman but did what most parents do. She kept walking. "Honey, come on, stay close. We're going home." But Emma pulled her hand again, this time harder. "Mommy, I think she needs a hug." Sarah stopped. She glanced at the woman, and then down at her daughter's face, innocent, concerned, genuinely worried. "Sweetheart, she's just having a hard day. Let's go." But Emma didn't move. She stood there, holding her melting ice cream like it was the least important thing in the world. Finally, Sarah sighed. "Okay, but stay right next to me." They walked over slowly. The young woman noticed them approaching and quickly wiped her eyes, embarrassed. She tried to sit up straighter, tried to look fine even though she wasn't. "Hi," she said softly. "I'm sorry if I'm in the way." Emma stepped closer and tilted her head. "You look like you need a hug." The woman blinked, stunned. She wasn't expecting that. "Oh, sweetheart, that's very kind, but I'm okay." Emma frowned. "No, you're not." Sarah tried to jump in. "Emma," but before she could finish, Emma asked again, in the most genuine voice, "Can I hug you?" And the woman broke. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Not the quiet kind, but the kind that come from deep hurt. The kind that finally escapes after being held in too long. She covered her mouth with her hands, trying to hide the trembling in her lips. "Sweetheart, I would love a hug." Emma stepped forward and wrapped her tiny arms around the woman's shoulders. Her ice cream dripped onto the sidewalk, but she didn't care. The woman leaned forward, holding Emma like she was the first warm human contact she had felt in months. People walking by slowed down, some even stopping. A moment of pure kindness had interrupted the rush of the city. When they let go, the woman wiped her face again, embarrassed but smiling through tears. "What's your name?" Sarah asked gently. "Lena," the woman replied. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting anyone to talk to me today." "Well, I'm Sarah," she said. "And this is my daughter, Emma." Emma plopped down next to Lena and handed her what was left of her ice cream. "It's okay if it's melty. You can have it." Lena laughed, the first true laugh she had let out in a long time. "Thank you, sweetheart." Sarah sat down beside them. She didn't care anymore about the cold pavement or the stares from strangers. Something about Lena touched her heart. "Do you have somewhere warm to go tonight?" Sarah asked. Lena hesitated. "There's a shelter a few blocks away, but sometimes they're full. I'm trying to get back on my feet. I had a job, an apartment, everything. But life can fall apart really fast." Sarah nodded. She didn't judge. She just listened. Emma slipped her hand into Lena's and said, "My teacher says everybody needs somebody. You can be somebody too." Lena's lips trembled again. "Your teacher is right." Sarah took a deep breath. "Lena, would you like to come with us? We can get you something warm to eat, maybe help you get to that shelter." Lena looked shocked. "I don't want to be a burden." "You're not," Sarah said. "Everyone needs help sometimes." So they walked together to a nearby cafe. Emma talked the entire time about her favorite cartoons, her dog, her preschool class. Lena listened, smiling more than she had in months. Inside the cafe, Sarah ordered a warm meal for her, and Lena ate slowly, savoring every bite. Between bites, she shared her story. She came from a small town in Nebraska. Moved to Denver to chase her dream of becoming a graphic designer. For a while, things were good. She had a job at a small print shop, a modest apartment, friends. But when the shop shut down unexpectedly, she lost her income. The savings she had evaporated in just a few months. She applied everywhere, fast food places, retail, anything, but nothing stuck. Eventually, she couldn't pay rent, and the streets became her last option. When she finished her story, she lowered her head, ashamed. I didn't think anyone cared anymore. Sarah reached out and touched her hand. Well, someone does. My daughter reminded me today that small kindness can matter more than we think. Emma nodded proudly. A hug fixes things. They all laughed. After dinner, Sarah drove Lena to the shelter. She helped her sign up, talked to the staff, and made sure she had a bed for the night. Before leaving, Emma hugged her again. You're not alone now, Emma whispered. Lena knelt down and hugged her back tightly. You saved me today, sweetheart, more than you know. Over the next few weeks, Sarah and Emma visited Lena regularly. They brought her fresh clothes, warm meals, and most importantly, hope. Sarah helped Lena rebuild her resume. They spent hours at the library applying for jobs. One cold morning, Lena called Sarah with a shaky voice. I got hired, she cried. A design company, they want me. I start Monday. Sarah cheered. Emma screamed louder than anybody. Within 3 months, Lena had saved enough money to rent a small apartment. She furnished it slowly, one thrift store table, one secondhand couch, one donated lamp at a time. But to her, it felt like a palace. On the day she moved in, Emma placed a small drawing on Lena's new kitchen counter. It was a picture of them hugging. It's so you never forget, Emma said. Lena smiled, hugging her again. I never will. She taped the drawing right above her desk, where she could see it every day. And she didn't stop giving kindness forward. She volunteered once a week at the shelter she once slept in. She created art pieces to raise awareness about homelessness. She talked to groups of school kids about compassion, reminding them that sometimes the smallest hug can save a life. Because a tiny child with a melting ice cream cone showed her that kindness doesn't need wealth, or perfection, or permission. It only needs a heart willing to see someone who feels invisible. So if you ever wonder whether kindness matters, remember Lena and Emma. Remember that one small act can change the direction of someone's entire life. Maybe even save it. Thank you for watching this story. Be kind today. You never know who needs a hug, a smile, or a moment of human warmth. And if this touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your channel NEM for more stories that remind us what humanity is really about. Kindness costs nothing, but it can mean everything.